Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for logging on to CBSDenver.com alongside Broncos offensive lineman Max Garcia. I am Michael Spencer. Max was our guest tonight on Xfinity Monday Live. We talked about a lot, but I want to go back to our conversation about Bill Musgrave. And everybody made a big deal about changing offensive coordinators. What was that like for you guys inside those offensive meeting rooms and, of course, on the field yesterday in Oakland?
You know, I think a lot of guys have kind of been there. Being in college, you know, there's a lot of turnaround, and I think guys are used to, you know, kind of set and change. We have to be, you know, especially at this level, you have to be a pro. And so the game plan, you know, was kind of the same. You know, obviously we did some things, you know, to try to fit, you know, for Paxson. But you know, I think guys went in there and, you know, bought into, like, what he wanted to do. And, you know, everybody was on the same page, and, you know, we felt confident going into the game.
A lot of things happened yesterday. We talked about the weather. We talked about the fight. Paxson got his first start, got injured. Trevor Siemian came back in. Now we know Trevor going to be the starter again this week. What's it like having 13 back under center?
You know, he's a guy that, like I said, we played a lot of football games with him. We've won a lot of football games with him. You know, we feel like, you know, he's going to give us, you know, put us in the best place. And, you know, all three of those guys are great competitors. You know, they always want to get us in the right place. We feel like, you know, Trevor does a lot of great things. He, you know, is very poised in the pocket. And, you know, if we could just protect him and, you know, keep him clean, I think, you know, that just builds confidence for him. And I think that, you know, obviously, like we saw in those last two drives, you know, when he has time and, you know, he's just playing confidently, he makes great throws.
You had a lot going on off the field this season, especially early on. Hurricane Maria went through Puerto Rico. I know you have some family down there. You were instrumental in helping that hurricane relief effort. How is that going? How's your family?
Yeah, well, my grandfather, he actually passed away unrelated to the weather 2 days after the hurricane hit. So, you know, it was extremely personal for me to try to, you know, aid, you know, the island as much as I could. Actually, 10 of my family members went there with all luggages packed, you know, to the brim, and went down there and gave clothes. And my agency actually sent my uncle a generator, and just a lot of resources that, you know, and essentials that, you know, people don't realize, you know, that you need in a time like this, in a crisis like that. So, you know, I've been doing, you know, my part in trying to raise awareness and try to shed some insight to, you know, what's really going on out there. And there are still places that don't have power. And so, you know, I'm just trying to get people to, you know, donate or, you know, just to, you know, give back any way they can. And, you know, my way of going about it, I donated to United for Puerto Rico Federation. And, you know, I feel like, you know, they've been doing a great job in trying to, you know, really being on the ground and, you know, kind of getting those resources all together and distributing them to the places that need it the most.
Well, we certainly commend you for that. And obviously we're keeping our fingers crossed, and you're keeping your family in our prayers as well. One more thing before we let you go. My cause, my cleats. We talked a little bit about this. Mm-hmm. Tell people why you're wearing your cleats this Sunday.
Well, like I was saying, you know, I had two people that really were affected by it. One being my defensive lineman. Well, when I was at Florida, the defensive lineman coach, Brian Young, his son, was diagnosed with neuroblastoma and had you know, it was very cancerous, and you know, he unfortunately passed away last year. And but that was, you know, Kobe was a kid that, you know, I went over to the Young's house, and, you know, I hung out with him, and I saw him on the sidelines, and, you know, coaches always love to have their, you know, kids around. So he was a guy, he was a kid that I saw, you know, grow up and, like, just, you know, been around, you know, for a while. And so just to hear his story and, you know, see him kind of go from that, you know, energetic kid to, you know, going through the progressions of cancer, it was like just very, you know, sad for me to see. But I feel like his family, you know, really just handled it well. You know, the best that they could, obviously, and you know, really just, you know, made it a positive and trying to, like, shed light on the condition and what it does, and, you know, how we can help, you know, raise support for that. And also Kimora, she's the daughter of one of my childhood best friends, Crystal. And, you know, she's going through it right now and, you know, going through chemo and, you know, blood transfusions and all this. And, you know, just to see her, you know, just continue to have a smile on her face. I saw her, you know, this past summer at our charity event, and she was just so happy to see, you know, me and Jeremy Davis. He plays for the Chargers. You know, we host this event. But, you know, we're all great friends, and, you know, I just want to support, you know, my friends, you know, in any way possible. And I thought this was a great opportunity for me to do that.
Well, hey, man, hats off to you and all that you're doing off the field. Really a commendable effort in what you've been able to do. Max Garcia, our guest tonight. Max, thanks so much. Really enjoyed the visit. Good luck on Sunday in Miami. That is going to do it for a few more minutes. Thank you for logging on to CBSDenver.com.